Hey everyone. I just quickly wanted to go, for those of you that are still having trouble through worksheet, go over the worksheet quickly so that you could get it done in a timely manner. So the first worksheet I'm going to go over is the how did they get there, the Class B worksheet. Right here are the all the region tournament teams. So you have Region 1 through Region 8. These are all the teams playing in the state tournament. If you follow your directions, what it says is find all the state qualifying teams' distance and time from Oaks and write them down on the form. That would be this form. Find all the teams' travel time and distance to Bismarck, the Bismarck Event Center, in the form. Format your answer like this. So distance and time to Oaks, distance and time to Bismarck. So what you'll want to do is, first of all, you're going to want to find, your format won't look like mine, the distance from Oaks to Wyndmere or Lidgerwood, since it's 2 times. So I'm going to use Wyndmere. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to use Google Maps. All I'm going to do is I'm going to search up Wyndmere, North Dakota, okay, from Oaks. I'm going to get directions from my location. It says it is 56 minutes and 53.9 miles. So I'm going to go back to my worksheet. I'm going to type that in right here. And I'm going to type it in with distance from Oaks is 56? 53.9 miles. And it's 56 minutes. So now I also need to know the distance from Wyndmere to Bismarck. So I'm going to type in Bismarck Event Center right here, and ta-da, it gives me the distance. So if I go by I-94 and I go their fastest route, it is 222 miles, 3 hours, and 15 minutes. I could use any of these routes, they're all pretty much the same. I would go back to my sheet, I would type it in right here. Distance to Bismarck, 222 miles. Very simple. On the bottom, 9 and 10. Which team has the longest travel time? Well, after you figure out all these teams and their towns, which team has the longest travel time? Then it says, who's your pick to win the North Dakota State Boys Class B Tourney? Don't have to worry about that because it's over right now. All right. So that's how you would do this worksheet. The next one, the State B video worksheet, we have to read the questions. It says answer the questions from the movie or by looking them up. If you finish early, please watch the movie shown. You do not have to worry about that. So you do not need to know all the teams. You don't need to know how to. Don't need to know basketball. You don't even have to like basketball. All you need to know for this is you need to know the 8 teams in the state tournament, which are located on this sheet, and you need to use some common sense. So if I start with number 1, name me the county each of the state tournament teams are in. I must go back to the other worksheet. I must look at the towns again, and I must figure out which county each one is in. So for example, I'm going to use Wyndmere again. I am going to type into Google Wyndmere, North Dakota. Right here it says Wyndmere is a city in Richland County, North Dakota, United States. Most towns that you're going to look up are going to be right here. Alright, so I'm going to go back to my sheet. The next question says determine the size of the towns that each team comes from. So I have to take all 8 of those teams except Minot Ryan, or Bishop Ryan right here, and Shiloh Christian, and I must find the population of those towns because I need to know which of all those towns is the largest, which is the smallest. So, Bishop Ryan's in Minot, we don't use Minot. Shiloh Christian's in Bismarck, we do not use Shiloh Christian. There's 8 teams in the state tournament. You are now down to 6 towns that you have to look up. And then figure out which one is the largest, which one is the smallest. In the number 3, of all the towns in the Class B tournament, use your electronic device to determine which town is the oldest. This one might take a little more work. All you have to do, what I would do is I'm just going to use a random team. Okay, let's go Hillsboro. Hillsboro, North Dakota. I'm going to just put founded. Okay. Wikipedia says Hillsboro was founded in 1881. It was pretty easy to find. You need to do that for each town, figure out which one's the oldest. All right. Question number 4. Find the mayor. Okay, Google your town and the mayor. So if it says you can find the town, you have to pick to win the state tournament. In this case, just pick a team. So if you randomly pick, say, Carrington, just find the mayor. Most of you that already did the sheet do not have trouble with this. And then, if you had the video, the first Class B winner was Fairmont. If you didn't have the video, you don't have to worry about that. Who is the tallest on any roster of the Class B tournament? Name and height. Some of you just put the height. Some of you just put the name. We have to have name and height. We need to read our questions. So I gave you on eBackpack, let's go to eBackpack, a link to all this information. Doesn't matter what class you're in, they all say the same thing. You have the Class B boys basketball rosters. I click on that link. It takes me to every roster of every team in Class B. Do you need to do every team? No. What you need to do is you need to do the 8 teams that are in the state tournament. So I need to find the tallest, I need to find the shortest. So if I click on Hillsboro here, I'm going to just take note that their tallest player is 6'6", Andrew Cooper. Their shortest player is 5'11", Connor Anderud. And I'm going to take note of that, and I'm going to have to do that for each team to find out who is the tallest, who is the shortest. Okay, next. Which of the 3 regions? 8th grade question. So for my 8th graders, which 3 regions do each of the teams come from? So you got to take all 8 teams, look at where they're located on the map, compare it to the 3 regions of North Dakota, and you need to write that down. So what you would do is you write the name of your team, and then you would put what region it came from. Again, this is your team to win the state tournament that you picked. What is the average grade or age of your team? So the way you figure that out, let's say we'll go to, let's go to my calculator here. And I have 4 teams that I have 4 people that are 12th graders, that are seniors. So I'm going to put 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12, and I'm going to divide by the total number, which was 4. It's going to obviously come out to 12. Okay, so we take the total, divide it by the total number of people. All right, next question. Average height of your team, you would go back to the rosters. You would go back to the rosters, and you would do the same thing. Okay, you might have to convert this to inches. There are 12 inches in a foot, so 6'3" would be 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72 plus 3 would be 75. Okay, we would have to do that for our team and figure out the average height. All right, that should conclude the further instruction on these worksheets. I hope that you're adamant about getting them done. Have a great day.